The Dodgers won the World Series. We are very, very happy for them. Honestly felt a little bad for Toronto after because seeing their faces, they really thought they hit the camera. I'm sorry, that's not funny. They started 3-0. Like, it was looking bad. I was texting people. One of my clients was like, I'm just going to walk outside around the block and pray because it got bad. We had to call on the Lord. And then it's like slowly the Dodgers just like walked them down. It was like watching a track meet and somebody came out of the blocks and they're like just blazed. And then somebody from way in the back just like they were pacing themselves and all of a sudden, phew, they won. That's how it felt. We are very, very proud of our local Mookie Betts. He got the game winning double play to seal the game 5-4 in extra innings. We love extra innings. It is predicted that the Dodgers will win again. That's a bit much. A three-peat in any sport is a lot to ask, but we will take 2 in a row. We had a couple sightings after. So at the parade, Yamamoto, who is of Japanese descent, actually has been working on his English. He was doing his shout out to the Los Angeles crowd and he sounded pretty good. Also, at the Dodgers celebration party, Freddie Freeman was stanky legging and doing the worm. Freddie got a move for y'all. Freddie can dance. And the crowd was gassing and hyping him up. So, Freddie, we appreciate that you can do the splits and reach out, get that ball on first base and hit us with a good, nasty, stanky leg. We are here for it. And so if we get more of that, we would love to see a three-peat just to see Freddie dance. Yamamoto got MVP as he should. Actually, what's really scary is Shohei didn't really even have a great game that game, and they still pulled it out. That's actually kind of scary. Mookie didn't either. To be honest, like on defense, yes. But the bats came from other people. Will Smith, Rojas got a hit. So, like, scary enough, the people that are not the big names on the team actually saved the day. So, maybe they can do a three-peat. Don't know. We got the NCAA openers for the women and the men on Monday night. A lot of the games during NCAA seasons, if y'all don't know, start with ranked teams playing unranked teams just to kind of get their feet wet. I call them scrimmages, but they almost get interesting sometimes when you have some of the unranked teams kind of coming out of nowhere and actually challenging the ranked teams, which is always fun. That was not the case on the men's side. The best game was Texas and Kentucky. Texas is not ranked. Kentucky is. Kentucky has the Boozer twins. I don't know if y'all remember the daddy, Carlos Boozer, Bulls legend. Super good guy. His kids now go to Kentucky. One of them had a double-double, and they ended up winning the game. Really good game.
What is a double-double?
So a double-double is when you score double digits in more than one category. It is usually points and rebounds, but it can be points and assists, points and steals and assists. So it's just 10 or more something in a game. Triple-double is when you score 10 or more in 3 categories. Super duper rare company to be vapor. Like, people don't do that often. So when they do their goats. Women's side, we had a nail biter between NC State's women, who by the way have no seniors this season. Their oldest player is a junior. She's really, really good and took them to the Elite Eight last year, but no seniors on that team. And they're like nuts. So we want to see what they're gonna do. They had a walk down and ended up beating, who did NC State play? Anyway, they were losing and came back and won the game. It was a very, very good game as well. UT, I know I mentioned previously that we wanted to see how UT's coach was going to sub out in the end this season. She is still doing mass substitutions. It's her prerogative, but they won. We are happy for them, interested in seeing how that's going to go going forward. We have some good games coming up in the NBA as well. Wembanyama has a big game tonight. We're happy to see what he's going to do. The NFL has been very interesting. So we are in the season of the NFL where teams trade. It is very interesting. If you're not an NFL fan, mid-season, which is right now, they have a week where all the general managers are calling the other general managers saying, hey, we need a quarterback and you need an inside linebacker. Want to trade? So they trade draft picks, they trade players. Sometimes there's a little cash involved. And so sometimes you will see big players on bad teams get traded. And the reason is because if our team sucks and we need a complete rebuild, we don't want to keep pumping this money into this one dude. When in actuality, since we need to rebuild, we can give this guy to someone else, get 2 high draft picks, and rebuild our team from the bottom up. So that happened with the Jets. A guy named Sauce Gardner, who was super duper good, got traded by the trade deadline. The Ravens, as you all know, it's my team, made some really good trades. So we got a dude from the Chargers who is a cornerback who will now free up Kyle Hamilton to fly around the field, do what he does. The Patriots, I did not like the moves they made. They just don't make sense. They are actually winning their division, which is the AFC East. The Cowboys, breaking news, are still trash. I don't understand. Their defense is poor. It's not even sorry or poor. You just seen somebody, you're like, that's just poor. They're America's team. I'm trying to figure out who in America likes them. What I will say about Cowboys fans, though, they are loyal. They probably have one of the most loyal fan bases. Dakota Prescott looked terrible. Dak is his name. Dakota is his government name. He is awful. But the defense was giving up so many yards, and I just don't understand. They poor. Jerry Jones has a lot of money. And so I really don't understand why they're so bad. I was born in a decade when the Cowboys were winning, which was the 80s, and they haven't once. I, j- I don't understand. We just need to throw the whole franchise away. Just start over. UConn women played yesterday. So, I mean, as you know, after college season's in, people go pro. And so they have 2 leaders on their team who were starters last year, but they looked very promising. Sarah Strong and Azzy Fudd, who is a sniper from the 3-point range, are their leaders this year and looked very, very good on opening night. We also love KK Bradford, who is a guard for UConn. Very talented young lady. So we're looking forward to see what they're doing. Little did you know fact, 18 of the last 25 NCAA national championships on the women's side were won by 3 coaches. That is Gino from UConn, that is Don Staley from South Carolina, and that is Kim Mulkey, who was previously with Baylor and is now at LSU. Women's game is evolving, but we got to kind of catch up with the men. The talent has been really concentrated for a while on like specific teams. So I do root for the NC States and the Dukes and the women's teams that have always been like good but not great. We love it. We want to see some new talent and some new blood come through. Now, we're not going to never root against Dawn Staley because that's the good auntie from South Carolina, and she is everything to us. She's a mentor. She's an auntie. She dresses nice. She wears very good shoes. Her curl pattern is nice. And obviously, she can coach. And she's an Olympic champion and just a goat. So we love Auntie Dawn. Hey, Auntie. We wish you well this season. She got Tanaya Flatson, who led the NCAA in scoring last year for all girls across the nation. She transferred to South Carolina. So we cannot wait to see what's going to happen. We want to see. Auntie will not let us down because she never does. And that's what a good auntie would do. Good aunties win. And I bet she can make good collard greens. NCAA has more moves. Auburn's coach, Freeze, who was very bad. I mean, we'll just let the record reflect. He actually did deserve to be fired. He got let go. So we now have about 10 to 14 teams, Power 4 teams that are in need of coaching. Big name teams too. I mean, Auburn, obviously Penn State was very surprising. LSU has decided to make the interim athletic director the athletic director. And again, don't put your feet up on the table because listen, you won't be there long, buddy. You got to do your job. We got our rankings. That's what we need to talk about. So college rankings have now come out. We used to not have college playoffs. For those of you guys who do not know, college football used to just be down to 2 teams at the end of the season. There is a committee and they would just decide. That's how it used to go. But there's 2 teams based on their record, based on how many ranked opponents they played, just a lot of factors, and they would just vote. Well, I mean, we're human, so we all have preferences. And so they decided to start having a college playoffs like they do in the NFL. It's good for money, it's good for fans, it's good to build the popularity of the sport, and it's good for fairness. So now we have a college playoffs, which used to consist of 4 teams. Now we are up to 10. So they released the rankings. I think they're pretty fair. I would probably switch the order if I was on the committee. I'm available. This is the first week they release it. If these teams lose, if they play a bad unranked team and it comes kind of too close to call and they pull it out at the end, but it's still too close, you can drop in ranking. The number 1 seed they have listed is Ohio State. Number 2 is Indiana University. Number 3 is Texas A&M. And number 4 is Alabama. I do agree with the top 4, but hear me out. There's an eye test and then there's actual football. Ohio State, I do think it's a really, really good team this season. I just don't know about number 1. I would put Texas A&M at number 1 because they have had to go on the road and beat some really hard teams this season. Notre Dame being one. And I mean, I might be biased because I'm from the South. The SEC, other than Ohio State and Clemson, we rule football. Indiana University as number 2 is wild. They can be number 4. They won some games this season, but I feel like what ends up happening in the SEC is all the teams beat up on one another all season because you always have an Alabama, a UT, now a Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Auburn, right? They play punching bag with each other all season. And then come playoff time, a couple teams get eliminated because you lost within your actual conference. And then you do have teams like Indiana University who don't play nobody. Who you play at high schools all year, 4 or 5 high schools. And then you get into the playoffs and you get dusted because you ain't been tested. They beat Oregon earlier in the year. I mean, I get Oregon is ranked. They're 9th, I want to say, in the college rankings. So, I mean, I ain't got that much faith in Indiana. I'm all for an underdog. Like, if I am ranked 2nd, my resume should have a lot of victories and it should have a lot of victories against good teams. If I'm beating the deaf, the dumb, and the blind, I should not be number 2. That's insane. Texas A&M has been baller this year. And Alabama being 4th, I'm with it because they have beat some pretty good teams. They are SEC, but they have squeaked out a couple of wins. Like 2 weeks ago, South Carolina had them on the ropes. Like it was the last 5 minutes of the game that I was like, oh, they're actually going to pull it out. We'll see how they look this year. Gabble is not where it's at. The best apples are Honeycrisp. You get what you like.
What's looking at this apple like?
Right. It's so petite.
You supposed to cheat.
Honeycrisp is the best apple. It's not negotiable.
This is bomb too. Like
Gala is second. It's second.
I have to have
Actually, it's third. It's like
more Honey Crisp.
1, 2. What do you mean?
Because sometimes it can be a little tart.
No, you're get. Where are you shopping at the food line? You gotta go to the Publix.
Oh, no.
You go to the Costco.
No, I never got them.
The Costco. You, Kendra. That's better.
It's amazing.
Okay. The problem with Honeycrisp is they are $3 an apple.
How are the Lions doing?
I don't really really proud of the Lions. I think I fell in love with him after I watched that documentary, Receivers. I really like Amon Ra. I like his family. He's bilingual. His mama German and his daddy just a regular black man. But they're a really cute couple. He's with his high school sweetheart, and they're all cute and engaged.
You talking about Shane Brown?
And they showed how his dad like raised he and his brothers. His daddy was a bodybuilder, first of all. So you know what type of discipline that takes. But he had them like in the garage, like lifting weights and doing all these drills. And Amon is actually small. Like he's
Yeah,
really
no.
undersized. But when I say it don't matter, it don't matter. In the documentary, they asked him, like, does he play with a chip on his shoulder? Let me tell you what this man said. He said he remembers in order every receiver that was drafted before him, and he has them posted in his locker. Ain't it crazy? I love that for him. That's big. I like the competitiveness in you. Like, you can do anything when you feel like that. And then Jared Goff is really good. I like him. So I don't think anything went wrong that game. The Vikings are a good team. Justin Jefferson plays for the Vikings, the guy that does the gritty. The Vikings and the Lions are both NFC North. In NFC North, it's the Lions, the Vikings, the Bears, and the Packers. Every game is a Super Bowl inside of your division. The Packers are balling this season. The Vikings are 50%. Lions are balling this season. Bears are balling this season. So, like, you want to knock your opponent out. I don't think the Lions did anything wrong. I think the Vikings just came to play. They just were like, if we not making the Super Bowl, you not making the Super Bowl. For Baltimore, I don't care who wins the Super Bowl. If it's not the Steelers. If the Steelers or the Bengals go to the Super Bowl, I'm ready for another season. I'm over it. I do have the Lions winning that division. I like the Lions, but they got an uphill battle. Packers are good. Bears are good. That might be the best division in football. Now that I'm saying it out loud. Caleb Williams in Chicago balling. Lions like Jordan Love. Like, he's good. Oh, let me speak on that too. Because the day after the Dolphins lost to my Ravens, when we were dumb and they were dumb, and we were the best of the dumb that day, they fired the general manager. What? Like, so y'all gonna act like the man calling the plays on the field is not responsible for your sorriness? I understand that the general manager is the one in charge of like drafting the players, doing his due diligence to make sure that the right people are on the team. But let's be clear, the talent is not what's lacking. You have Tariq Hill, you have Jalen Waddle. Tua needs to retire, but like there is talent on the field. It's not the general man, it's the coach. I don't know if y'all like him because he's a minority. You know, I thought that little man was white. He's not. He is
What is he?
Hispanic. He's a other. And they need to fire him. I don't care what he is. What he need to be is unemployed. I'm all for a good black quarterback. But when I tell you I can go down a list right now of all the black quarterbacks I want to see go home, Tua at the top. Geno can go. Jameis Winston can go. Like, I'm all for us until I'm not. The moral of the story is win football games. If you can't win, you need to go sit down. Period. Like, what are we doing? Money, 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 money. Everything in college sports is about money now, and I really hate that. I hope it doesn't mess with the integrity of the game. I'm here for the transfer portal. If you are unhappy somewhere, being treated unfairly somewhere, fine. I'm here for NIL money. Pay them kids. No one comes to see the mascot. We come to see college games because of the players. I'm all for them being paid. There need to be parameters around it because now we're going to start having rosters being built based on who's paying what kid the most money. It might distribute talent more evenly, but is the objective to win now or is it to get it back? I think that's a lot to ask of little kids who don't have any financial literacy. I'm for it. It needs shaping. I don't like how it was rolled out. Josh Morant got suspended again. I think he's trying to set a record. cute little boy. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. He can dunk over 7-foot people. He's an amazing athlete. His shoes are really nice. Just bought my kids a pair. Very affordable, and we appreciate that because Michael Jordan don't care nothing about our pockets. He can't stay out of trouble, dude. Like, I know everybody wants to say, oh, he's young, and when I was young, I did stupid stuff. But let me tell you something. When somebody puts a bag that has $1 million in your hand, sit your thing. His daddy is real, real fine and looks like Usher, but I'm not sure that he's a good parent. Why don't your daddy tell you, son, you about to mess up the bag for everybody? Sit down. We need to understand, ladies, that when we are buying bundles, doing shortcuts and paying $50 for your bundles is not an investment. If you want to look good and get compliments and not look like you're wearing a weave, you need to make a little bit better of an investment. Now, if you're not a weave girly and you just need it for a special occasion, you're just gonna wear it a couple weeks, fine. But make the initial investment so that your bundles can last you for years. That way, you take them out, you put them in. You take them out, you put them back in, right? Then you're just paying for the service.
You don't like being a mom?
I love kids. I don't like kids.
What about your own?
All kids. Here's why. They're needy. They always need something. When they're born, they need milk. And they need a butt wipe. Then they need to be taught to read. Then when they get older, they need money. When does this end? And then when they get old enough and get married, they have grandkids and need you to babysit. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I do like your point that you are the parent of an adult longer than you're the parent of a child. Like when you said that day, I was like, that's actually a really good perspective because once you get past the long days, the year do feel better. We're ADHD, all of us. We don't like the same thing. We don't like monotony. We don't like rhythm. We don't like too much of anything. Like, okay, he won 2 Super Bowls. Okay, we're done. Like, we like newness. It's like going to Cheesecake Factory and opening the menu. 20-page menu. Sounds like a menu. You can't have a menu with Asian, Mexican. We don't have that menu. Ethiopian. I'm like, what? Who in the kitchen? How y'all got Ethiopian and Italian food? What is happening?
And cheesecake.
And cheesecake. So stupid. Chasing the Bills game. We are very, very happy that our good brother, Josh Allen, and his cute wife, who was the girl from Sinners, he won. And we are very thrilled for him. He really couldn't get over that Patrick Mahomes hump, which a lot of people can't. But he did it. And he actually did it in style. He looked really, really good. The receivers looked good. Coaching made the right calls. Defense looked pretty darn good. Yes. So although I probably sound like a hater, we are always happy to see Patrick Mahomes lose. When he does, we are happy. And we are tired of Taylor Swift, but we are happy. We are very, very happy and proud of Josh Allen for all his endeavors. Cute wife, winning record. His life is going in the right direction. And they are the team to beat in the AFC. I stand by that. Oh, God. The Colts lost to the Steelers, which was so disappointing because Aaron Rodgers is a prima donna. We don't root for him ever. Their defense for 6 turnovers. So these turnovers on one game. Interceptions, fumbles, you name it. They look good. They turned back the clock a little bit because they a little seniorish on the defense of the Steelers. So they did really good Sunday. Vandy really let me down, man. Like they didn't decide to start playing until the end of the game. And it was too late. Kissy coached his behind off against Vandy. Like he did a really good job. I have said that Vandy quarterback is very turnover prone, and he proved it this past week. Like, bro, hold on to the ball. What are you doing? He likes to be a hero, and I appreciate that. But sometimes you got to be Robin and let somebody else be Batman. And he did start throwing the ball to Junior Cheryl at the end of the game. I continue to say that Junior Cheryl is special. The quarterback from Vandy really likes the tight end, who is good. But throw the ball to Junior. As soon as he started throwing the ball to Junior, magic happened. Listen to me. Although I do like the Raiders coach, I wish he would just admit that he be on the sideline. Pete Carroll smokes a lot of. Y'all think that he'd be like into the game? He be and chewing on that chewing gum. You see him? very old, so I would assume it's Wrigley's churn chewing. Wrigley's. The spirit flavorless. Why he's chewing it flavorless? Web Wrigley's is done. He used to coach Russell Wilson and Marshawn and the Legion of Boom in Seattle. He chews Wrigley's chewing gum. He's like 70 something. Wrigley's. Remember the big three? It was Big Red, Juicy Fruit, Double Mint Fruit, Big Red. Those were the big three. They were 25 cents for 5 sticks of gum. Remember? Those are the big three.
What is the minimum age of the person who chews Wrigley?
78. Oh, what? That could go either way. That could go either way. The Vikings are fighting for their lives, and so are the Ravens. Could go either way. We have made some upgrades since the trade deadline. We got a defensive player from the Titans who has had a sack in the last 4 games. He could be a difference maker, or he could not. We'll see. I'm not banking on the Ravens winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. That will be a showdown. Eagles and Packers is going to be really good. Jalen Hurts versus Jordan Love. Both defenses are good. That's going to be a game. That's the game of the week. Eagles, Packers. I'm going Packers. Love the Eagles. I'm going Packers. They're rolling right now. They're hot. Get the style that makes sense for your life. Ladies, we see celebrities and we see people in public. We go down to the Pinterest. We go down to the TikTok. And we assume that because a style looks good on Beyonce, it will look good on us. You look like Whoopi Goldberg and you want Beyonce's figure. My advice is to take your thumb or your hand and cover the face of the person whose hair you're looking at and just look at the hair. Sometimes you're falling in love with these hairstyles because of who's wearing it, right? It's not for your hair type. It's not for your head shape. You just want it because Beyonce had it. If you are Whoopi, be Whoopi. Whoopi's happy being Whoopi.